bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam jetam tamam. So this verse we discussed last night, that this Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga is not a new thing. It is Puratan. Kṛṣṇa says, Yoga Pratyaya Puratan. So, just like I was discussing now with Dr. Kapoor, our philosophy is not new, Puratan, the old thing. At the present moment, it is a fashion to propound a new kind of philosophy. He is not only now, formally also, as it is said in the Bhagavatam, Naso munijjasya matangna bhinnam. A muni is not a muni. Muni means mental speculators, manansi, thoughtful muni, thoughtful also, always absorbed in thoughts. So, a thoughtful man or a great saintly person is not a great saintly person if he hasn't got to propound a new theory. Naso munijjasya matangana bhinnam. That is the modern philosophical way, research way. These philosophers' contribution is up to this, and this philosopher, we have also such thing, just like our Gauriya Vaishnava and Ramanujarya Vaishnava. Ramanujarya Vaishnava, they appreciate the service of the Lord up to Shakharas, Visramma Shakha, with awe and veneration. Dasya, Shanta Dasya Shakha, up to this information, Ramanujarya. But Madhacharya Sampradaya, they have got up to Madhurya Rasa. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu propounded this Madhurya Rasa. Therefore, he is worshipped by Rupa Goswami. Anarpita charingi chirat karunayavati na kalau samarpayatam unnata ujjal rasang savaktisya. Unnata ujjal. Everyone has got some relationship with Kṛṣṇa. That the highest, topmost relationship is Madhurya Rasa, Unnata Ujjala. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this Madhurya Rasa, gopis, gopi bhava rasamrita dilhari. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's contribution to the Vaishnava philosophers or Vaishnava, Madhurya Rasa. Other acharyas, we have got 4 acharyas in Vaishnava Sampradaya. Vatsal Rasa, I think these Vallabhacharya, they are Vatsal Rasa, Balakṛṣṇa. And Ramanujarya, they are up to Shakha Rasa, Visramma Shakha. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives information, Ramya kachit upasana brajavadhu barbhavija kulvita. The method of worship as it was done by the gopis, brajavadhu, that is the best. Ramya kachit upasana. There is no better process of worship than the method adopted by the gopis. Always thinking of Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa has gone to pasturing ground and the gopis are thinking at home, Kṛṣṇa's lotus feet is so soft that we feel ashamed to keep his lotus feet on our breast. We think our breast is too hard for keeping his lotus feet. Such nice lotus feet is now wandering on ground with stone chips. How much pain he is feeling. In thinking this, the gopis were crying. How much their mind was absorbed in the thought of Krishna. Therefore, the Goswamis, they also followed Gopi Bhavarasam Mritadhil Hari. Here also in Vrindavan, the Gauriya Vaishnava especially, they worship Krishna in the Madhurya Ras. Their aspiration is how to become an associate of the gopis, Madhurya Ras. So, so every devotee is associated with some rasa, with Krishna. Rasa upadeśa. The Vedic information is, he is the reservoir of all pleasure. Rasa upadeśa. Labdhanandi bhavanti. If one gets that rasa melas, then he becomes spiritually blissful. Labdhan, these are Vedic information. So, the Gauri Vaishnava contribution is this Madhurya Ras, but it is not to be artificially imitated. When one becomes actually liberated, Mukta Purush, then he can release Mali Haiya Sei Bij Kare Rupan. It has been described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that at the present moment we have to become the gardener and water the Bhaktilaja Kripa. Then it grows. It goes penetrating through the cover of the universe, reaches the spiritual world, and then it grows still more, and when it catches, the creeper catches some shelter, some other big tree. Similarly, this Bhaktilata creeper goes up and up, and when it catches the lotus feet of Krishna, then it is satisfied, and the bhakta who nourishes this Bhaktilata bees, when he goes back to home, back to Godhead, he relishes the fruit grown in that Bhaktilata. So this is the description in the Chaitanya Charitamrita in connection with Rupa Goswami. So, that Bhaktilata beach begins practically by understanding Bhagavad Gita as it is. There are some so-called devotees, they jump over Bhagavatam, especially Dasamaskandha, Rasa Panchadhyaya, but that is not the process. The process is to begin Bhaktilata, Bhaktilata Bij, Guru Krishna Kripaya Pai Bhaktilata Bij. So we have to take care of the seed. That seed is the last word of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam braja. When one accepts Krishna is the last resort or shelter with faith, that Krishna says that sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam braja. When one accepts this philosophy, that I have nothing to do except surrendering unto the lotus feet of Krishna. This is the beginning of that seed. It has been explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that Shraddha Shabde Vishya Sudhira Nishcha Krishne Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita. Shraddha, because if you want to advance in spiritual life, Krishna consciousness, the first step is Shraddha. First step is Shraddha. And what is the meaning of Shraddha? Shraddha means full faith. Shraddha shabde vishwas, full faith. What is that faith? Shraddha shabde vishwas, sudhira nishcha, firm faith, not faltering, firm faith. That if I surrender unto the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa, then everything is done. Everything is done. I have nothing to do anymore. Kṛṣṇe bhakti kaile sarva karma krita. This is called Shraddha. Beginning. Shraddha. Adu Shraddha, Tatu Sadhu Sangha. This is the process given by the Goswamis. The first Shraddha, firm faith, unflinching faith, that if I surrender unto Kṛṣṇa, if I take shelter of the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa, then my life is successful. Everything is done. Shraddha shabde vishwas sudhira nishcha. Without any hesitation. Why shall I take shelter of Kṛṣṇa? One big scholar says it is sophistry, that is too much demanding. Kṛṣṇa is demanding too much. Sarva dharman parityaja. Give up everything and surrender. That is the only thing. Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Lord. He can demand like that. So, our parampara system, as it is explained, evam parampara praptam, evam rajasya vidu. Our parampara is, Kṛṣṇa said, surrender unto me, and we catch up the word, we preach, surrender unto Kṛṣṇa. This is parampara system. Not that I will have to say that surrender unto me. That is Raskalla. Real Kṛṣṇa Seva is, because Kṛṣṇa wants everyone to surrender unto him, so if we preach to everyone that surrender to Kṛṣṇa, then it is parampara. Then it is parampara. Parampara means what is spoken by Kṛṣṇa, you preach that gospel. You preach that philosophy. So our Kṛṣṇa consciousness movement is very simple. We haven't got to manufacture anything, any philosophy by research work. Kṛṣṇa says, yoga prakta puratana. We have to speak the same thing, most very, very old, purata. We haven't got to manufacture. Nowadays, we are advanced in education and civilization. Therefore, we have to concoct some idea. It is not our business. We have to speak the same old Puratan thing. What is that Puratan thing? 5,000 years ago, Kṛṣṇa says, surrender unto me. So we have to preach this old gospel, surrender unto Kṛṣṇa. Finish your business. Kṛṣṇa says, I am speaking that old thing, which millions of years ago I spoke to Sun God. Similarly, we have to refer to Kṛṣṇa. 5,000 years ago, Kṛṣṇa said this. Let us say, repeat that. Yoga prakta puratana. And who can speak this? Bhaktosi, one who is actual devotee. Others, rascals, they will interpret Bhagavad Gita in different ways. They are not speaking the Purata. Therefore, they are null and void. They reject it. Sakalena yoga nasta. One who does not speak the old thing by the parampara system is speaking nonsense. Take evidence from Bhagavad Gita. Sakalena nasta. Kṛṣṇa says that the old parampara system, as I spoke to Sun God, Sakalena iha mahata yoganasta parantam. As soon as we deviate from the parampara system means to receive the knowledge through disciplic succession. Very simple thing. But in due course of time, it becomes deviated. Just like nowadays, they are interpreting Bhagavad Gita in different way. That means kalena nasta. This is not Bhagavad Gita. Anyone who is speaking against Krishna, they are discovering some new meaning, adhyatmic meaning. They say adhyatmic meaning. Do they not say like that? Adhyatmic meaning. What is the nonsense adhyatmic meaning? That means kalina nasta. Anyone who discovers some adhyatmic meaning of Bhagavad Gita according to his fertile brain, that sort of preaching of Bhagavad Gita is nasta. That is not real Bhagavad Gita. Real Bhagavad Gita is if you speak the very old thing. The sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam. What Krishna said 5,000 years ago in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, if you speak that old thing, that Krishna desires everyone to surrender unto him, so let me preach this cult. My dear friend, please surrender to Krishna. Then you are a good preacher. 3 words. My dear friend, please surrender to Krishna. That's all. To become a preacher in Krishna consciousness movement is not at all difficult. We have to speak the same thing. This is confirmed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yāre dekha tāre kaha kṛṣṇa katha. Amar aggaye guru hoiya. Taro ei desh. Yāre dekha tāre kaha kṛṣṇa upadeśa. This is Guru. Guru does not mean anything extraordinary. Any damn rascal like me can become Guru. You can question, how you are a damn rascal, how you can become Guru? Yes,